So, welcome everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I love seeing you from all over the world. Um, I'm a world home person. The home is in my heart. So I love seeing your faces from everywhere. And tonight we are diving into an interesting topic. You might not think that talking about torus field. Does everybody actually know what torus field is? Type in the comments if you actually know what torus field is, if you are using it in your life, if you are aware of it at all, that exists wherever that is. And would love to know what do you think is its purposes. If you can type that, that would be awesome. I would love to hear that. I would love to know your views on that. I will share my view today. As always, this is my perception, my knowledge, things, my experiences. I am far from a scientist, yeah, so we're not going to go into quantum physics and equations tonight, but we are going to look at the torus field and why is it important. And I was contemplating when I was preparing the topics for the year, end of the year, if I should include this or not. Is it going to be too complicated for people? Is it too much knowledge? But I came to a conclusion that without this information, we can't really not only understand Healy, we can't really understand ourselves, we can't understand our physical body and our energetic body. Yeah, so we've been looking at our energetic bodies for a while now. And the part that we can't really touch, yeah, it's an intangible. So we're looking and playing in the energetic fields, and I've specifically created this in this consistency. So we start in energetic field before we go into the physical. And I know you might not like that because you probably wanted to go tackle the physical body first, because that's where the pain lies and that's where the challenges lie majority of time. But I intentionally did that. And I've done it because this is now the breaking point that we're entering, right? So it's the torus field is the breaking point between the physical existence of us and the energetic existence of us. And I'm going to explain a bit more why. So understanding what torus field is, it's in essence, people make a lot out of it, but it is a central part of our existence. And without it, we can't physically exist. I know this sounds really awkward and strange, but it's true. Yeah. So, and I'm going to explain exactly why that is. So, without further ado, I will start sharing my screen while everybody's jumping in, so we can actually start the conversations. Let me see. Is everybody seeing? Just give me thumbs up if you see my first slide. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Because I have like few screens, so I don't know which one's which, so where goes everything. Just gonna pop that on here. Okay, perfect. Cool. Okay, so the toroidal field, or torus field, what we like to call it, it's actually practical and energetic field. And we're going to explain why we're talking about an energetic field again. And it has a specific role in our life, physical life, and in our existence. So let's look at it. So the definition of a toroidal field or torus field is that the torus is the fundamental form of balanced energy flow found in sustainable systems at all scales. It allows us to be separate entity as well as connected to entire universe and environment around us at the same time. So what does this mean? Right? Definitions are lovely. Then you have a definition, then you have to explain the definition, right? So I like to make it practical so you understand it. So the toroidal field is just a shape. It's a shape of how energy actually moves through our bodies, around our body, in our body, within our body, outside, literally connect to everything around us. Yeah. Every single thing that exists has a torus field. It's a shape of how energy is moving. And it's actually the most balanced shape that actually puts us in existence. So why I'm saying puts us in existence? Because when we look at a toroidal field, torus field, it's easier to pronounce, and I like the shorter word. But what it does, it actually, remember when we were talking about literally about the energetic fields and what kind of fields exist, right? When we look at energetic fields, we as a physical body, we as a being, when we look at us and we touch ourselves, right? As we were talking about through the entire month of our energetic fields and aura fields and things like that, we first exist in energy. So what we are actually seeing on a physical level is literally energy being put into manifestation, into the physical world. So we are actually not physical beings. Yes, we are when we look at the 3D world, but we exist in energy first. So the body is just a projection of our energetic field, which is in the shape of a torus, that actually projects into the physical form. And I'm going to show you why that is when we look at the forms. But why is torus actually important? So the torus field in itself is created through sacred geometry. So sacred geometry actually comes from there. Yeah, and we are sacred geometries. Anything in life and energy and nature looks at that, and it's sacred geometry. And if you look at every single living being or anything that exists in a physical form, even a rock has a torus field. So when you look at cells, when you look at organs, when you look at animals, when you look at plants, when you look at air molecules, everything has its torus field, toroidal field. And imagine it as a cell. Everything is like a cell in this little bubble. Yeah. So that little bubble is actually, it surrounds that little cell. Yeah. Or it surrounds us, or it surrounds the plant. And it's actually our energetic protection, our protection from the other energetic fields that surround us. So other cells that are moving around us, or if you look at the planet Earth has a torus field around it. So it actually creates a magnetic field around the planet that protects it from the electromagnetic field of the sun. Yeah, because we're going to get there because we as different cells, we emit energy. So we communicate through electromagnetic fields. So if there wouldn't be, for example, if this would be me and this would be sun, and I wouldn't have a protection around me, and then I wouldn't have another protection around the earth, I would actually get damaged by the electromagnetic field of someone else. So the torus field is moving nonstop. It's always on the move, right? It's never stagnant. That's why it's energetic protection for us. It creates an electromagnetic field, which is also an information field, meaning it's communicating with others in the environment and actually brings us information back to us. It also offers a seamlessly dynamic exchange of energy information. Through the torus field, which is the magnetic field, the shape of it and how it flows and moves, it always flows energy, it always flows light, which carries information. So that's important because when we look at ourselves on a physical level, when we say we are physical beings and we exist only on a physical, we actually are not. So we are majority of us is space, and it's actually photons, which is light, and it's also energy, which is information. So that energy information is always being carried through our energetic field and the torus field around us and through us. And what that actually creates is consciousness. So I'm not saying consciousness in a way of, I'm aware of something that is in front of me. Yeah, the mental consciousness. Yes, consciousness is thought, because the thought is the smallest particle of the quantum field, but consciousness that is divine consciousness or God creator, universal consciousness, something that is larger than us. Yeah. And what we normally say, what exists in this consciousness is what we call our higher self, or what I love to call our true essence. Yeah. So we are actually having this communication moving through us, but we are only aware of certain part that is within our physical body, and that's just a fraction of us. Why toroidal field is also important is when in balance. So when the flow of the torus field is in balance, meaning this is energy, right? So this is not a think of it as a jelly. Yeah, so think of this energy around you as a jelly, like a plasma, right? So this moves. So if you would actually put your hand into plasma, it would actually create a shape of your hand. You know those, how do you call those things? You know, they have like dots, and you put your hand in and it actually creates a shape of it. I don't know how you call it. I forgot. So imagine that, like it literally puts an imprint. Yeah. So your torus field, it's practically like plasma. It's actually crystals. It's crystalline plasma. So what it does, when we are moving through the environment, we getting imprinted. So it will never be a perfect bubble. Yeah, we're going to look at the shapes later, but it will always move and change and shift. It's really adaptable to the environment. That's why we get so many imprints from the environment and we feel them, because the torus field is an exchange of energy and information. But it protects us. So it gives us also feedback from the environment. And when in balance, when we are in balance, building our torus field, building an energetic field, we are in perfect balance of communication. We are in perfect balance of our health in a physical body. We are perfect governance of ourselves and the environment around us, as well as we can look at this in larger scale of the, for example, the collective, for example, the economics, politics, education. Those are all the things that we can influence the way we are being within our own energetic field. I know this is quite a stretch, but no matter what happens, our toroidal field is always connected to the infinity, to every field around us. Meaning I'm connected currently with each and every person right now on the call. I'm also connected to anyone that's actually thinking of seeing this training later on. So I'm channeling the information for anyone that's actually going to listen to this. It might not be here right now, but they might be there in the future. So my energy connection to my toroidal field and my essence around it is actually predicting things in the future, because in energy, in toroidal field, in torus field, there's a point which what we call, you know, the breaking point, which is actually containing the past, present, future at the same time. So time only exists within the physical body. It does not exist outside of us. I'm really stretching you here. Yeah. So if it doesn't make sense, please let me know. But when all this flow, what does this mean? All layers of us, the physical layer, the auric field around us, the connection to our essence, to our higher self, when all of it is in alignment, meaning that the connection, sorry, something was noisy, the connection that we have within ourselves, when we are in coherence, yeah, our whole entire field is in coherence. That also means when we step into the environment, into the world, what do you think is going to happen? We are actually projecting and emitting coherence into our environment. So frequency matches frequency, meaning we are going to attract an imprint of that into our environment. So our environment is always communicating with us, and torus field is there for our feedback. So if we are using this in a really good way, we can actually see in what frequency we are existing right now by looking at the environment and what the feedback is saying to us. This is what we say, we attracted this to us. This doesn't mean it's our fault, yeah? But it is our responsibility. And by responsibility, I mean ability to respond to a situation. So it doesn't matter if it happened in the past, it doesn't matter if it happens in the future. In this moment, if the past emotion comes up, if the past memory comes up, we have the ability to respond to it. And if something we are afraid of for the future, or if there's something that we are thinking of creating in the future, we have the ability to respond either to create it or to not create it in this moment. So the torus field around us, the energetic field on all layers, is actually helping us move this energy along. And when we are working on this field, we can actually understand it better. We understand ourselves better. We understand if we are grounded, if we're not grounded, if we are connected to our source, true essence of who we are, or if we're not, if we're just pretending, or if we're too much in our head, if we're too much in our heart, or if we're too much open, we're too closed. So there's so many things that are actually happening in this field that give us feedback. And that's a really, really good thing, because that's what empowers us, right? And that's how we can actually start using Healy to transform things on every single layer of us. So it also offers an abundant, ever-flowing source of energy and regeneration. And this is coming from experience. Yeah, this is my personal experience, that you can have your own personal electrical plug. Yeah. So what we are used to doing is energy always needs to exchange. So it's like we said, the laws of energy, either it transfers or it transforms. Yeah. So we are used to actually taking energies from others in order to fill up our own bucket. Yeah. Because when we are in lack, the frequency of the torus field and ourselves, it's really squeezed in. So we don't have enough energy within our body, all layers of it. Yeah. So this is where I'm talking about bodies, layers of the body, not just the physical body, to actually access our own information, to actually access who we truly are in our own center, in our own alignment. So what we tend to do is we go with other people and we actually drain those people, not intentionally, but because we don't know how to do it differently. So when we start doing that, we actually are, so somebody needs to give us the energy, but that energy won't help us because it's actually not ours. So it's going to last us for a bit, but until we actually tap into our own source of electricity and magnetic field and information, we will never recharge ourselves. So how do we do that? And how do we build that? Let's look at that. So there's a lot of pictures here. Yeah, some of them are moving, some of them don't let's scare you. I'm just giving you some presentations and representations so your 3D mind can start comprehending what's actually happening around you and within you. So when we look at a torus field, toroidal field, some people call it, it's in the shape of a donut. Some people call it a bubble. Some people call it, it's like a vortex of this huge waterfall. Yeah. So whatever you call it, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. The three most important things are it's always moving and it's circling and cycling. So it actually moves in three different directions. It has a center that actually consists of two vortexes. So it's similar to tornado. Oh, hi. I have celebrations again. So it has two vortexes. So when we're looking at our own toroidal field, it actually is like two bubbles on top of each other. Yeah. So it's not one, it's actually two. So the top one has a different dynamic than the bottom one. And I'll show you why that is. But just to let you understand, so you can understand it. So from the top, this is Kana. how it looks like, and it actually swirls around and in. So why is that? Because in the center, there is a vortex like a tornado. Yeah. So that vortex pulls energy downwards. So this is from the top. So it pulls energy downwards through your center. Why is that important? Because when we're looking at the chakras, this is the chakra system. You can see that there's different toroidal fields around the body. Yeah, so it's not only one, there's few of them. We are actually walking torus fields. We have multiple torus fields within our physical body and around us. Every organ has its own toroidal field. But when we're looking at the chakras, every center has a torus field that moves into one torus field that comes out of the heart. And this is what we call the electromagnetic field that actually can go out of the body, that can be measured. That heart torus field belongs to a larger torus field that connects the top of our body, yeah, through the crown chakra, actually through the start chakra, and through the bottom of our body, which is the earth chakra, right? We talked about the 12 chakra system, not only 7 chakra systems. So why am I saying that? Because those two actually work and create a magnetic field in your body. And they're really important for the physical flow of energy through your physical body. Yeah. And I'll let you know why. But this is how it looks like. So you have this, which is literally this. Yeah. And you have another field around you, which is 2 vortexes. And you can see one vortex is going up and one vortex is going down. And they meet in the center. The center is not the heart, just so you know. The center is actually a point underneath your belly button. Yeah. And that's the point of the center of your body. And this is where exactly your energies meet. That's why you have the umbilical cord there, because that is exactly how the life is created. Yeah. So this is your torus field before you were literally an embryo. That's why the umbilical cord sits there, because it's also a vortex that actually pulls energy in and creates life. Yes, that's how we are made of. And when we look at this, you can see there's lines around it. Yeah. So these lines are important, not because you're going to work with them specifically with physical hands, but because they actually are individual areas or layers of your body. So every line here is actually interacting with your meridians in your body. It's also interacting with the organs in your body. And it's sending messages, anything, probably messages, through the entire field. So why is that important? Because your body is communicating with the environment. Your environment is communicating with your body. So what am I getting at? That your environment is influencing the physical life of your body. And your body's environment is actually sending signals out to create your environment. So now you're probably seeing where I'm getting, right? So why I actually started with the energetic part of us before we went into the physical body is because if you are focusing only on the physical body to heal, change, shift, whatever you want to call it, you are focusing too narrow, because the information for the healing of the past that you want doesn't lie in the physical body. It actually lies outside of it. And you need to understand that there is an interconnection between the outside environment and the physical body that you're after healing. Yeah. So this is the basic foundation. We're going to look at the specifics of how to tackle certain physical stuff. I'm not going to say this is, yeah. So challenges, issues that you have, yeah. Because I really don't like using labels, because everything's energy, and as soon as we allow ourselves to let go of the labels, things disappear, and we can shift it really fast, right? Because we don't limit ourselves. We don't have a narrow view. So, and also looking at the colors, the inside of the torus field is represented by the aura. So when we look at it, we can actually see the colors. That's why, because the colors represent specific frequencies, and those frequencies represent specific states of our body. And outside of that, we normally have white light, sometimes blue light, because blue light in energy means information. It's literally carrying information. It's like a data transfer, yeah? And white light means literally direction and connection to the source, which you are literally getting the energy from. So let's look at how you can recharge. Building your torus doesn't mean you need to build it from scratch. Mind you, if your physical body is so far deteriorated that you actually really need to build your torus field, meaning you're building your energetic field up again. So that could also be, for example, if you have depleted yourself so much that you are, for example, we have really like high fatigue. Yeah, you can't wake up in the morning. You don't have enough energy in the body. You can't move a lot. You're tired all the time. There's no, vision or focus or any internal instinct that move you forward, right? That means that the energy around your body, within your body, which coincide together, is actually so low that you kind of need to build up your energetic space in order to actually start physically healing. And I mean that, yeah? So I'm going to show you why this is important and how we actually can do that. So when we look at the toroidal field, you can see now here, there's a field around here, and there's another field on the bottom and the top. And you can see the energy is moving from the top downwards, and there's like a, let's call it a tube. Yeah, it's like a tube through the center of your body. And it literally is through the center of your body. So let's say there's a bubble on the top and the bubble on the bottom. Yeah. So there's a vortex in the middle of your body. The energy is dropping from the heavens, right? It's the ether. It's dropping into your vortex through the center of the body. That energy is what we call the energy of the source, divine essence, our own essence. Yeah. So this is where we are getting information that is new to the physical level. Yeah. Our conscious mind. And we don't have that information in our conscious mind yet. There is also an energy that's coming from the bottom up, and they meet in the center. So there's a circle in the center where the energy actually exchange and they move out of the body, not up and down, they just move out. So the energy coming from the bottom is actually the energy of the magnetic field of the earth, because we are physical beings and we are literally connected to the physical plane, to the physical earth and the electromagnetic field of the earth. This is the energy that grounds us. This is the energy that discharges us. So this is a really important energy, because if we have too much electricity and magnetic fields within our body, to intensify magnetic fields, we need to discharge. So discharge centers come through the earth. So this is a really important thing. People tend to do the work only on the top part of themselves and wanting to go into the divine and wanting to connect to themselves and, really getting out of the body. The challenge is to integrate all of that up here into the physical body. Because when we actually integrate that into the physical body, only then a change on the physical body happens. So when we are looking at this, we need to balance both sides, not just one. So we need to balance the energy coming from the bottom, and we need to balance the energy coming from the top. In the middle, the energies meet, and they actually do this. So one goes up outside of the body, and one goes down. So they literally make like a M, or they go against each other. So that's a magnetic field. This is the essence of the magnetic field. They're two different energy. They're moving away from each other. That doesn't mean that they don't like each other. They actually love each other, because that's how they work together. And without both of them working together, we can't exist. So why am I saying that? Because when the divine energy comes in and the physical energy comes in, what do you think happens in the middle? The body is created. So when we look at the quantum physics, toroidal fields, they have sacred geometry, and that the way they work, they actually start spiraling inward before they reach the boundary. This is what we call a boundary, that where they can't go further anymore. And then they start spiraling outwards. So they start expanding. And then they reach that boundary and they start spiraling in again. So they have this expansion contraction energy, meaning that every single boundary they create, it's where what we call a boundary or limitation, where the physical form of energy is created, meaning matter. So our body, our physical body, is actually just the boundary of our torus field. And this is how we exist on a physical level. Why is this important? Because when you understand how your energy flows through the body and you understand the layers of your body, there is no limitations. The only limitation that exists is what you put onto it, what you put in your mind, that it can't go past that. Yeah. So when we're looking at that, we need to understand that we are working with layers. So when we are working with layers outside going in, anything that we're going to change from the outside, we're going to start shifting the physical boundary already. Does that make sense? Right? So because we are moving the energy in a different direction, meaning we are shifting the physical form in itself. So this is how we actually exist, and this is how anything around us exists, and this is how energy actually flows. So how do we actually work with it, and how do we build it? So in our body, there's 3 points of alignment that actually are directly a crisscross point of a boundary. Yeah. And these 3 points are shown here on the body. So the first one is literally underneath your belly button. The second one is in your higher heart, so your thymus gland. And the third one is literally in your forehead. So these are 3 points that actually are literally boundaries on a torus field, meaning that if we are working with the energy, that we are moving it through breath work, through body movement, through actually vibrating and supporting certain physical parts of the body and energetic parts of the body and an emotional parts of the body, with Healy, with frequency, we can start shifting our energetic field and start seeing changes in our physical body. Mind you, Healy doesn't heal, Healy doesn't cure, but you can create an environment in your body in order for the body to do that. And if we understand how we work, it's easier to actually work with that. Chakras you can work with, for example, your sacral, your heart, and your third eye. This will actually expand the energy moving through your body to actually activate these points. You can tap on these points. You can use fascia movements, which we're going to talk about more in the physical elements of training. You also need to understand that everything runs in circles, meaning that if we start on a physical body, physical energy is dense, meaning it's going to take longer to move and shift. If we start on an emotional body, which is the heart, which is also this point, we are starting to open up the heart. So magnetic field starts to open. That means that we're going to start releasing the trapped energy. That means we're going to need to shift our mental beliefs that we are holding that are actually connected to the emotions that are stuck. When we shift that, we move into the spiritual, meaning energetic space around us where we move energy either with breath, movement, things that are moving the energy through the body. There's also physical stuff that you can do, and I'll give you an information on that later. So, and then when we do that, the physical change happens. Everything runs in circles. And if you just do the physical and emotional and don't do the rest of the two, you're going to be stuck, and you're not going to have the shifts and changes that you actually would like. Because people get stuck on a physical and try to move this instead of supporting themselves on all other levels to actually see the improvement on the physical level. As I said, boundary of our energetic field, our self, physical self, it's also helping us, the torus field's helping us to shift the physical manifestation. So physical body manifestation, shifting our physical energy, which is called alchemy. Yeah, so we are all alchemists. We are all Healys in our essence. We just need to learn how to use that within our body. But Healy is here to actually bridge the gap between who we are right now, probably in contraction, to our full expansion when we can actually start using ourself as a technology to start creating a different reality. Okay. When we breathe, so let's look at how we build. For example, if you are fatigued and your body's kind of low on energy, your torus field and energetic field around you is going to be quite shrinked. Yeah, it's going to be quite slow moving. There's not going to be a lot of energy to actually sustain you. So how do we build that? Yeah, let's look at the foundations first, and then I'm going to give you programs you can use. When we breathe in, so we breathe air, which actually contains photons. Photons from the sun that come on the earth through the electromagnetic field. Light is crucial. We are light because light is also information. So get out in the sun, in nature, and start breathing deeply. Because when we breathe in photons. When we breathe, if we breathe really deep on the bottom, this is my boobs here. So on the bottom of our chest or of our lungs, there is a pathway, a blood pathway that actually moves through the layer of the lungs on the bottom that actually carries out the photons and the oxygen and moves it, yeah, moves it. So the blood moves it through meridians. Meridians are charging your nervous system and your organs. Nervous system, it's not just a part of your physical body. Nervous system is the communication system that not only charges your body, but it also charges, guess what? Your energetic field. It's a communication between your physical body and your energy body. So when your nervous system is down and you're actually needing support, you lost communication with your torus field. That means that building the nervous system up and restoring it, it's actually going to build more electricity in your body. Electricity comes from your thoughts. Thoughts charge, electrically charge your torus field, your energetic field around you. Your emotions charge it magnetically. So they're magnets attracting things into your environment and creating it. When your nervous system is balanced and it's working in proper manner, it's going to charge your physical body as well as your energetic body. That means your energetic boundaries when you go out into the environment will be stronger. You can be in your center more and you won't be triggered as much. You also will regenerate faster on a physical level. You will have more mental clarity. Electricity carries again light, which is information. Information is what is passed through the entire torus field. And that's how we actually exchange information when we go out and meet people. Is there's two torus fields that actually meet and connect and start talking. That's why you can feel people's emotions and thoughts, and you kind of know when things are off, because torus field around you is what actually communicates with your nervous system. With information, charging, discharging, grounding is important. So in order to actually activate your nervous system, if it's too activated, to balance it, yeah, grounding is crucial. And I'm not only saying grounding in a way of I'm just going to put my feet on for like 15 minutes to half an hour on the, on the beach and go swimming for a bit. No. If your nervous system is crucially undercharged, you will need to be grounding, like I would say 24 hours a day. Yeah. So get yourself grounding sheets, grounding mats, whatever you can, in order to actually help your body regenerate your nervous system. Because otherwise, you will not be discharging, and whatever frequencies you'll be adding with Healy, it's not going to help you because you're overstimulating your nervous system instead of balancing it. Yeah. It will help a bit, but then you might actually become anxious instead of calm. So make sure you charge and help to balance both sides of your torus field. Yeah, not just one. And then also, connection through the information that goes around, it reaches out to the farthest part of the torus field, which is our essence. And when we are actually grounded and our nervous system is balanced, we have stronger intuition. We can connect and literally download information better, faster, more efficient. Yeah. So, and you can actually get insights and visions and things like that. And people say, when I tell them I see things, I taste things, I, have all these layers of things. Yes. But when my nervous system is not okay, my intuition only goes by knowing. Yeah. So you need to understand, the more charged and the more balanced your nervous system is, you are capable of achieving all of that. We are all capable of achieving all of that. There's not just, some people can and some people can't. So just have that in mind, that nervous system is a crucial part of your communication system in energy as well as physical body. Okay, now how do we actually practically do this instead of just, theory? Okay, meditation. First thing, if you don't have a meditation practice in the morning, please include one. It can be breathwork meditation, it can be walking, running, whatever feels right for you meditation. As long as it puts you back into the body, as long as it quiets your mind. Yeah, meditation doesn't need to be sitting still. It can be being still within the physical body. Yeah, that's what you want to achieve. Breath is one of the most important things that you will ever do for your life. Yeah, because without it, you can't have a life. And also, it's free. Yeah, so make sure you do it properly and you actually do it regularly. Breath cleanses your energy. It cleanses your aura. It cleanses your torus field. It makes it more clear to actually process information around you, within you. Yeah, and it also helps to regulate your nervous system. It will also keep the shape strong. So for example, if you are out in the world, yeah, and you feel like there's energy around you, and I'm gonna go really radical here, yeah, because people don't like me saying this, but that's my experience. When we label ourselves as empaths, yeah, I understand that we are sensitive to the fields around us. My question to you is, why are you so sensitive? So if you are really sensitive, then your torus field, your energetic field, is too open, meaning your nervous system needs to be regulated. That doesn't mean you're going to lose intuition. You're just going to take care of yourself better. Yeah. So make sure that if you are too sensitive, use your breath. The fastest way to create an energetic boundary around you is through breath, focusing on your heart, moving the energy outwards. So if you actually do that regularly and practice it, go out with people, practice it. You might find that when you actually start doing that, and if you had people around you, and this is me just sharing experience, I'm not saying this is going to happen to you or this is how it needs to be, but tell me your experience when you do it. Because if you had people around you that are used to using your energy, meaning discharging themselves through your energy because you feel you're an empath and your energetic field is open, and you come home and you're drained, but they're quite happy. Yeah. When you start actually setting energetic boundaries and building up your Taurus field and building up your energy, what tends to happen in my experience is you will trigger people, because now you're taking away something that was never theirs. Yeah. But they got comfortable in using it. So it's really important to build your boundaries energetically. And you don't have to go into conflicts at all, but it is going to acquire from you to actually stand up for yourself in energy, meaning choosing yourself. This is my space. I breathe through my heart. I actually have 1.5 meters around me that stands in my own space. Nobody crosses it. So this will actually give you a space to breathe and process the information that comes through the field, so you understand it better. Yeah. Second one is frequency. A really important part, because when we are actually out of balance, if we are building our nervous system, if we are building our Taurus field, an energetic field, if we are constantly bombarded with all this information and we're trying to rebuild ourselves in between, it's going to take a lot of energy and a long time. So Healy actually speeds up our process of regeneration. My favorite programs to use to actually build my energetic field and boundaries are, of course, working on ourselves. Looking at our aura. So what energy is present in our space, in our energetic space, that it's actually influencing how I communicate with others. What patterns, mental patterns, emotional patterns, are actually influencing us sitting in an energetic field, that are influencing my environment through coaching model. Yeah. Deep cycles. If you're not using deep cycles, I strongly encourage you to start using them. Deep cycles, there's a deep cycle H, and I've compared them. I've been using the deep cycle because those were the first one that came out, and I was completely in love with them since the beginning. And I haven't really dived into the deep cycle H. I've actually dived deep into the cycle H this week because I'm preparing the topics for the next year. And I'm even more in love, if I'm honest. Yeah. So we're going to do a module of the deep cycles in the next year. But if you haven't used it yet, please do start with the basic sensitivities and run it for 2 weeks at least. Yeah. And then move on to others. You can have you have the module, the flyer on in the back office as well. You can look at that as well. But I would really encourage you to start moving your energy through the body. Deep cycles are amazing in regenerating your nervous system and regenerating your energetic space. Yeah. And from the body to the energy. Soul cycles are my favorite. Yeah. Because they actually move the energy through the field, and I can actually feel it on a physical level. Coherence, I run it every single day in the morning. Energetic boost, it's also an energetic support programs. Energetic boost helps you to strengthen the boundary of your Taurus field. And it's really good when you're feeling low on energy. This one's really good to run to actually strengthen your energy. Or if you feel like going out into the world with people and you feel like you're sensitive, build up the energy and the energetic boundaries with energetic boost. Release. So run release during meditation for a week. I dare you. And tell me the results, because everyone I say this, everyone comes back to me, oh my God. So if you haven't tried it, do that. Activation, it's in a job and sleep program at the top, the first one on the left. I think it's on the job. And it's really good for activating the energy through the body to start moving it. Meridians, you can scan the meridians or just run whatever you feel is good for you. Chakras, again, if you want to work on chakras, do a chakra per week, run those programs and do it with meditation if you want to. That's another option. Free flow, bed rest, locus stimulation 6. Those 3 are all the programs that work on your nervous system. Free flow is actually your grounding frequency. Yeah. I for some reason my body doesn't like it that I run it in the afternoon. Some people love it. My body just get really active, so I normally run it in the morning. Bed rest works on your vagus nerve, yeah, and it actually works really well with your nervous system. Local stimulation 6, which is in previous first at the beginning coming out programs, what's called insomnia. Now it's local stimulation 6 for the compliance. And this is my favorite program. I'm have so much streaming going on when I go to sleep that I normally don't sleep. I dream so much. This is the program I run every night, and I sleep through the night and I regenerate. So this is my favorite program to run for my nervous system. Balance nerves, it's also in sleep and job. Vagus nerve, it's in the Meg Healy from McMaken programs. It's an amazing program in Meg Healy. So these are all for you to actually build up the nervous system and build up the energy within the body. Also, your kidneys are connected to the life energy of your body. So nervous system, adrenal glands connected to the nervous system, kidneys connected to the nervous system. So having those supportive systems, especially in deep cycles, you have kidney all or kidney male and female. Those are really beautiful supporting frequencies for your nervous system. And also when you get rid of the toxins, helps to build up the nervous system and also energy within your body. But we're going to look at the physical elements later on in the new year. Grounding, as I said, discharging the excess energy is important. It's also the best way to harmonize your energetic field. So if you are out in the world and you get agitated, something's not right, you get really drained or something, that means that your energy field is not balanced. The first thing you need to do is, if you can, literally go swimming in the ocean, because ocean has minerals and it has ions, so it actually recharges you with minerals and it recharges you with electricity and magnetic field. If you can ground, even better together later on laying on the beach, it really recharges your nervous system. So that's the fastest way you can do it for free. And if not, if you have grounding sheets at home, grounding whatever pillows, whatever you have. If you don't, I encourage you to look into it. And laying on that and running Healy programs on the sheets while you're laying on them is the best option you can do to actually help your body regenerate faster. Community. I know this sounds really interesting, but Taurus field actually regenerates itself when we are connecting to other like-minded beings. So when we are on a similar frequency and our Taurus fields and energetic fields are actually aligning, vibrating on the same frequency, we are recharging each other. That's why a community and tribal living has been such an important part of our health in the past as well as now, but we kind of forgot about it. So make sure you surround yourself with people that actually accept you and love you for who you are. Hugging is really important for your nervous system and recharges your energetic fields as well. 20 seconds minimum. Yeah, so count to 20. Movement. Moving your energy, your physical body, because it's a low frequency, moving your physical body in any possible way, any way that feels good to your body will discharge the stagnant energy, recharge you with new electricity, and it will activate your kidneys, which literally help you regenerate your nervous system as well as your energetic field. If you are really low on energy and fatigued, please do not go running. Please do not overdo and over exercise, because you're stressing your adrenal glands and you're stressing your nervous system. So gentle exercises like walking, swimming, yoga, Pilates, even that sometimes can be intense, making sure that you're not overdoing for your body. Yeah, and you can actually observe yourself how you feel the day after. If you're really hungry the day after, then you might have overdone it. Yeah, because your body's trying to recharge. These are all the things that will help you build your Taurus field, your energetic field. This is really important because this will actually guide us into the physical part of balancing our body. And we're going to look at specific systems next year for the physical body. We are moving next month into the emotional part of ourselves, the emotional frequencies, emotions, where they are, how do we do it, and how we shift them, and all of that. And the programs to help you with that. So we can finish the Blue Dot app, and then next year we actually have some beautiful guests for some personal growth, and then we move into the physical. Okay, that's enough for me. Oh my goodness, we have been long today. Questions? Let me just stop this so we can actually stop sharing. Questions. Let me see, go through if there's anything really. Yes, breaking patterns is really important. Beautiful. I'm glad you're aware of it. Self-sustaining energy field. Yeah, beautiful. So is the torus field our energetic boundary or something different? Yes, it is our energetic boundary. So the torus field is just the shape of our energetic field around us, but it is our energetic boundary. It actually creates our energetic boundary. It also creates our physical boundary. Is there a program named Vagus Nerve Program? Yes, so Vagus Nerve Program, it's actually named the Vagus Nerve Program, and it is in the Mag Healy under the Carolyn McMakin programs. In the list of programs, it's called the Vagus Nerve. Breath as well. There's Taurus breath as well, great for meditation. Correct, yes. If you want to go deeper, you can do those as well. I thought so, it's yeah. How do we know what we are in or out of coherence? Okay, good question. So how do we know if we're in or out of coherence? My best thing to say to you is listen to your body. In order to listen to your body, you need to get to know your body. In order to get to know your body, you need to start exploring your body. In order to explore your body, you need to start trusting your body. In order to trust your body, you need to trust yourself. So I know it's a hamster wheel, but coherence means actually the environment will actually tell you if you're in coherence or not. So for example, when you have days that, when you go into the world and things just go smoothly, there's no blockages, things just happen, you feel good, not in your mind, but literally in the body. You feel like you're expansive, you feel like you're light, you feel like you're joyful, you feel like you're happy, right? Even if it's that, not excitement happy, but calm happy within the body, that peaceful feeling, yeah? That is kind of the way of coherence. If you're out of coherence, think of it this way. You get triggered really easily. You have moods up and down. You get annoyed by people around you. You feel like, sometimes when we kind of get out of coherence, we kind of go in that what we call a victim mentality. Yeah, meaning that we're looking at the world as the world is happening to me, right? Everybody's attacking me. That person thinking that of me. All of that is pointed at me, right? So that's completely out of coherence. That's in contraction. So when we are in coherence, we actually think of the world is actually happening, the life and world is happening for me. So things are happening and they're placed in front of me because of me and the better of me. So when we actually have this feeling of empowerment and having feeling of discernment within our body, that we are who we are and everything that happens, whoever we meet, they're actually there for our benefit. That's where we know that we are aligning with ourselves. Just asking, hope this answers the question. I've learned so much. Great. Just asking, as this might sound silly, but I think the house I am trying to sell has blockages and the house is not in alignment. Okay, oh, definitely MB. In my experience, this is not Healy, this is not science. Well, part of it is. Our house or any house that we live in, yeah, so when we process energy, we discharge energy, so we let go of energy, so energy needs to go somewhere. So if we actually don't ground the energy, yeah, it's going to stay in the physical house. Physical house has tension, it has energy. 90-degree angles have tension in energy. So if you go into the house, certain entities, yeah, which exist in energetic world, they normally go into the 90-degree angles because that's where the intensity lies, so they can charge themselves. So if the house has blockages, if the house has energy that needs to move, you can actually do that with Healy. You can set an intention, you can scan you can actually take a photo of your house, you can add it into your Healy, you can vibrate that to Healy. If you have a Mag Healy, even better, you can run an energetic clearing program that's literally on the Mag Healy. So you can actually do a lot of things to move the energy along. Yeah, you can actually run a coaching program on your house to actually vibrate the energies with intention of what you want to do with the house. So there's so many things you can do with that as well. Light bulb, that is where my joy is hiding. There can be lots of reasons for the house. Feng Shui. Of course, and Feng Shui is just an energy as well, right? So we need to look at that. Any astrology, Feng Shui, anything else is just a language for frequency, energy, and vibration. Yeah, so it's just a different terminology of how we use what we see and feel. Yeah. Okay, that's about it. Any questions around the energetic field? Anything else that you would like to ask? Otherwise, I'm gonna honor your time. If you would like to, you can unmute yourself as well before we leave. Any questions?
I'd like to just say something, because such a light bulb moment. So having gone through, the loss of a partner, which is deep, deep trauma.
Of course.
Well, this isn't a question, but this is actually to say thank you, because I've just realized how I can unstuck it. Like how I realize how I've been keeping it in. So thank you so much. Wow.
You're more than welcome. I'm glad you had an aha moment.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Another good program for grief and any worry is Breath of Life in Deep Cycles, or Deep Cycle H. Yeah.
I do like
Those
that
are
program,
the most amazing program ever, honestly. To me, that's just my experience. But
yes,
if anybody else has any other experience, that's what it is. Thank you for sharing, Bernadette. Love aha moments. Thank you, everyone. If there's no other questions, I would love to love you and leave you, because we have been so over for the last period, so that I would love to honor your time as well as mine. But thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for everything. I will be seeing you next week when we dive into the emotional parts. Have a great night and have a great week.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.